Today we're gonna try the impossible, or at least we've never done it. War. 4 different directions of enemies. I've chosen this guy because he doesn't show his face, so he clearly has to know something. But mainly because he gets that plus 100 extra supply. I think that's gonna be very, very important. We got wrecked. We can't immediately close off any of these attack directions. That sucks. But you know what doesn't suck? Our headquarters, strong points, light machine guns. This thing just went into a verifiable porcupine of a base, and that's gonna be able to help us defend these early waves where enemies are gonna come from all sides. Now at this point, you'll notice, wait a second, something's different. You have 4 choices instead of 3. That's right, because this guy has no face, so he gets plus 1 choice during reinforcement. Increasing its repair rate is pretty big. We'll take that. Now the first thing that we probably need to do, other than save up for Durandal turrets, is we need to contemplate, ooh, recon production? Absolutely. We'll get that. Now from there, I think it might make sense to eventually get the underground train, but we don't need that anytime soon. What we really need is a mirror door right next to our base. Now we don't have any Warwolf, but if we do get one, we'll get plus 10 recon production. That's pretty juicy, but this is heavy guns seems necessary as well. We normally opt for greedy choices. Now this tile will fit in perfectly here, and eventually we'll lop this into like a single spot. Now, I could gain 1 blueprint among 3 different times. That could be pretty good right now. We'll take the Mirador. We'll take the Warwolf. We do need that. And then we'll take a Durandal because of its range of coverage. Now, what we're going to do is save up for the Warwolf because we've got the plus 10 recon production if we get this A15 simple stock or whatever. And we've got some pretty juicy spots to put this in since it's a big old artillery cannon. Now from here, we don't need a second Warwolf. Frontline trenches could be good. And Bastion as well, so we'll take that. Now here's the thing. Do we put it here? Yes, because it's on tier elevation 3, and it's got fantastic coverage. And what we're really gonna need is a mirror door adjacent to the command center because we wanna get close support, which increases the repair rate and the damage and the hit points of this central base, which if it dies, we lose, right? So we definitely need to upgrade that thing. Now, fortunately, and I would say almost miraculously, this is the first time we've actually been hit by the enemy. So we do have a ton of mirror doors. We've got 3 of them. By being able to decrease their cost by 10%, that's pretty dang good. And at this point, we're gonna need to combine these squares eventually. Wow, look at this just absolutely wild terrain going on right here. But we'll take special reinforcement, logistical reinforcement, and we're really close to close support, which will give us a little bit of a repair rate. Because right now we're just losing hit points, and we're losing it again. Every time an enemy beats our base, and we can't repair that. Our infantry production, our grenadier production, in the last video we went ham. We got this up to like close to 80. Now we're only gonna have 1 Warwolf, so we don't want that. I think we'll take just the supply and the recon, because that allows me to get close support, which automatically boosts its health, and we'll start repairing. But this is absolutely crazy. Like, enemies coming from 4 different directions. We're getting really, well, actually 1, 2, 3, technically 5. So on reroll, buildings gain 0.5% damage. That's pretty good. We have a decent recon production, and we've got to go 35 waves. We'll take it. I do want the intelligence. Oh, this is interesting. We could close off this route, or we could work on closing off this one or turning this one. Decisions. I think I want to buy myself a little bit of time and start L-ing the path that way. Now, we can get the Durandal turrets eventually, but that's 1,500. And even with a production rate of 200, at this level of difficulty where enemies are coming from like all the different directions, I'm disinclined. 1,500, I mean, we don't have the money now. This is a really tempting one. Development opportunity plus 3 grenadier production could be helpful, but I think HQ up by 25% is probably better. But mirror doors even better. And I like better. Now instead of 200, they're only 160. So the enemies that were spotted 2 waves ahead, nothing that's invisible or flying, just strong. So I think putting a Durandal right here is a pretty good option. Now this is going to increase the rate of fire of all HQ weapons by 50%. That underground train is massive. Wow. Increase the base by 2,000? That's almost doubling it. So at this point, I've got a ton of recon, and I need a favorable tile. I'm gonna start working to closing this one off. Repairs 15% HP per wave is crazy. But look, we're barely able to keep up. Oh man, we actually had a massive incursion on the northern side of the base. I do want a barracks, and sturdy bunkers are always helpful. It's just finding the spot to put this thing where it fits next to the base is gonna be a little bit tricky, because we want to double the HQ's HP and damage by 10% with the support team. Plus, it's able to help with some of those incursions that were happening. So this wave wasn't too bad. Did I see or the tropes? I'm not sure if I saw them. So on threat reveal, we could gain 2 platforms. We still have 3 more reveals. That could be good. But increasing the rate of fire and reload speed and getting a sanction cannon, which is a tier 2, was probably the better choice. So here we go. We've closed off one of them, and now all the enemies from this side will just spawn in here. And now we'll eventually have to work on the northern side. But this is a very, very powerful and lots of really, really good spots for towers, especially bastions. But we'll take the support team, and I'm tempted. Do we want Vencedors or +5 Grenadier production? I don't think the Grenadiers are going to do a lot for us here, because when they can spawn in from 4 different sides and may not always meet the enemy, 7 Grenadiers just isn't a lot. Oh my gosh, shieldy boys are crushing us. I think what we need to do is get the big guns on this dude. Maybe upgrade the long barrel. Ooh, a retribution position is going to have really good 360-degree coverage, I think. This is just getting hard. I think we want something to deal with bigger targets like the Reaper cannons. I guess we got to remember that, like, I think our repair rate might be close to 20%. This is 5%, and then this is... Ooh, do we close it off like that? Probably. Then we go from 3 to 2, or do we have them eventually, like, meet up here? It's fun having a high amount of recon production and a high amount of supply production. So putting a retribution right here would be a fantastic option. And I think we need the bastion right here, right now. It'll help weaken out this. This is definitely our weakest side right here. Luckily, the infantry went that way. Oh my gosh, the shieldy boys are already coming. Can we upgrade the cannons? Not gonna be able to do that in time. We'll just have to take the damage on the nose, which is manageable. We only lost about 600. How much do we repair? Building HP increased by 10%. Or we could increase the rate of fire of Durandal. We'll do that. Okay, we repaired 300-ish. Because the enemy's bringing out shieldy boys that last round. I think that's why we weren't able to dispatch them too quickly. It would be nice to have some buildings that could increase my supply production even beyond this pretty juicy 200. We'll buy a little bit more time here, and then I'll start L-ing this back. And this is all buildings gain plus 10% damage against air units. That's easy. I put 1 tower down, and I'll put just a nice and cheap Mirador, and now all buildings gain 10% damage against air units. That is glorious. I think I really need to save it for underground train or the retribution position first. Shields, man. Actually, I think I need the shields first. We're doing nothing against them. Like, literally nothing. Way too many are going to impact. So we'll upgrade that. Now we'll start saving. We'll take the supply and decrease cost. Oh, and now the shieldy boys are coming from the north. This guy's softening them up for sure. Good. Able to take out all the shields. That is a lot of flyers. That is a lot of big boys. We are getting hurt, and this is scary. We'll take tight ranks in the supply. That's exactly what we wanted. A nice L piece to start dragging back this way. So what's the coverage of this thing? It's actually pretty good. Even the most powerful foes, you say? But this gains 2 range and 10% damage. So if I put it here, but this is elevation 2, so already it gets 2. Ooh. All right, the retribution is out. And now we need underground train, then Durandal. Hopefully we can hold to where I don't have to spend money on more towers and we can save up a little bit of supply. Jeez. All right, that's not the case. We need Reapers right here to break the shields. All buildings get plus 5% damage. And during the next wave, all buildings gain plus 25% damage. That's pretty nuts. So we're gonna just crush this wave. We should anyway. All right, I'm loving the Reaper cannons, taking out the shields that do make it past the roof-based pulse cannon on top of our bastion defense. Oh, this is tough. Do we want discovery, which is great, increases the chance of neutral towers, or division relay? I think we do want more supply, plus the HQ gains plus 10% damage and a little bit more HP. So we'll go up to about 6,000. Now we just unlocked a T, and we've got plenty of recon and nothing to spend it on, so we will reroll again. Oh, what's that? Ah, that's an okay tower. All right, so we'll take the division relay, and we'll find a nice place to put it. It's very awkwardly shaped, so it's hard to find an elevated position to put it on, but that seems to be as good as any. All right, this is fun. We're gonna get the 4 relays to get the money, and we're gonna increase our recon production, and we'll hold off on the other ones. There's not a lot of elevation 3 positions. All right, we've got them all down. Now we're producing 260 supply. That is fantastic. And we're also producing 33 recon, bases at 6,000. So I think we should be able to heal, what, 1,200 HP a turn? I'm not sure on the numbers there, because I think we have a 5% repair and then a 15% repair. The base did take 4 hit points of damage. I love how the enemies are dumb, where they're like, we could take a left and beat the base, or we could just go around this big loop-de-loop and get rocketed. Ooh, the Slovak howitzer is always fun. There's a hero that you need to unlock, and you need to have 3 howitzers. I've never unlocked him because I've never been able to get more than 1. All right, what's the enemy? We've got an air unit and then a big old beefcake of a unit. What do we have against air units? We only have 1 Puma. This is going to be tricky to find a spot for the Puma, because that's pretty well defended. I think we need him down here. All right, so once we can afford it, 100 supply will just increase his damage by 50%. There we go. Was able to take out that pretty strong unit. What do we have to destroy the air? I guess it's just the barrage light machine guns. We still need to underground train. This always happens where I get completely distracted by the amount of just, wow. I get distracted by a lot of things, but how about losing 25% of our base's health right now? What happened? Grenadier production is always fun. I just don't think it's going to help us here. I think it'd be better to get the Mirador and get another blueprint, and that's super helpful. I guess a Bastion could be good, and we'll loop it back. Wow. We only heal, did I say, I thought we would heal 5% and 15%. Maybe that was just at the time. I think we need another Bastion right here. All right, they're coming in here. This is where we need the Bastion, because stuff just goes right in the base there. We were able to stop it this time. These air units, we have no real strong anti-air other than the LMGs. So we could do an ammo depot, minus 5% damage, but minus 10% upgrade cost. That's cool. I'll take that to make Miradors even cheaper, because I think I need something to break shields up here. Holy biscuits. They got in. Are they getting in up here? Oh my gosh. It's a rout right now. We are getting crushed. Look at how many shields there were. Now we're able to get them. All buildings gain 10% damage against air units just by putting in a single tower. And this is 3 long? Yeah, so I can just put in a trench. What's interesting is the right track uses recon. I've never done the right track, but slowing enemies is pretty good. So they'll slow every unit that they hit. Gives me more time. I want 12 additional weapons on this thing. All right, now we are saving up, okay? We're getting the underground train, and then we're getting the cannons on top. Or should we do the opposite? 50% rate of fire is awesome. And HQ gains 200% HP, and oh, that's what repairs at 15%. We're only repairing at 5% this whole time. I thought that. How foolish of me. We're definitely saving up for that. That repair rate would pretty much silence most of my fears. And we're gonna take war measures to get 5% increase to tier 3 blueprints. See right here, all we have is tier 1s. Nothing good. I mean, nothing really good. Oh yeah, and this big glowy guy can't be slowed down. Break the shields. Infantry running into him. The north is doing a lot better. Yeah, oh, look at this. All right, we'll get the underground train, and then after that, we'll get Durandal turrets. Woo, look at that, 13,500 potential hit points and a 15% increase to repair. So we're there. Oh my gosh, plus 10 recon production and increased rate of fire on our retribution rockets. Yes, my recon is so juicy right now. What's this? HQ repairs 15% each wave. Okay, now things are just getting silly, because now I got 5 and 15 and 15. So if it's just additive, we're at 35% ish, right? Glorious. And we got Durandal. So there's 4 of these big chunkers up top. So I'm thinking it might make sense to upgrade this guy. What increases his range? Ooh. All right, blow him up, kill him. There's too many of them. Oh man, yikes. How much damage are we gonna take? Oh, what is happening? Oh my gosh. We went to 50% health. If we didn't make those upgrades, we would have just lost. So do we want another retribution rocket system or missile rack, or do we want it to increase our HQ by 25%? What do we have? Okay, I could put an ammo rack right here and put another retribution rocket, and that would boost its output by quite a bit if I took that. Ooh. All right, let's see how much we repair. We're at 11,000. Okay, we jumped up by what would be considered a massive amount. So let's see, this guy. Oh yeah, what does this guy do? Increase range and damage, so I could put a Slovak there. But here's the thought, right? I could put this guy right here, and I could put another retribution. Like, oh, that just does not help, does it? He can't cover that lane. This adjacent buildings gain 20% damage and rate of fire, which is massive for this thing. Okay, we could increase the range per battlefront, which we have 2 right now. So look at that guy's range. And then we want forbidden explosives. That's a bit expensive, so we won't worry about that now. But this guy should be able to massively, massively help us. One thing I could do is put another one of these bad boys right here. And I like how, like, we have 4 Durandals on top of this, so I'm, like, placing another one. Or, I guess what would probably make the most sense is doing this. Another close support. HQ gains plus 30% HP, plus 15% damage, and another 5% repair. And guess what? We can do it again. So he's in a pretty good spot. Look at that. And I could do it again. Well, once I get 36 more supply, which should happen pretty momentarily. All right, so now all we have to do is just survive this. Plus 2 range and damage. All right, we've got this trench to slow enemies now and buy us more time for the retribution missiles to do their work. So I think that's a pretty good use of this position right here. Okay, buildings gain 2% damage per entry point. Well, we've got 2, so that's 4%, which is not nothing, but I want an electric arc cannon because I think I might be able to put it there. All right, we're gonna do that. No neutral towers. I don't know how big this thing is. If it's a 2x2 or 3x3. It might be a 3x3. Yeah, what's our aggregate repair? We're at 16,000 base health, and we're full right now. Do we have another trench? If I put another trench, what's this? Plus 2% range and 10% damage? Sure. We'll give you this, we'll give you Reapers. Yikes, that's really scary. Big heavy stuff is getting close. Now, half of it will still reroute the long way. And look at this guy, dude. He's doing his thing, and I love it. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Do we have options? All buildings gain plus 5% damage per building. That's pretty insane. That might even be cracked. Minus 10% cost on retribution is great. Rampart missiles and a Slovak howitzer or air command. I'm going to actually take this one because I'm still holding out a pretty naive sense of hope that I'm going to get 3 of those things and I'm going to be able to unlock the commander and survive my first run at, tier 4 difficulty. Ever the optimist over here. Okay, so this thing boosts 20% damage and rate of fire. That might pair very nicely with the Rampart missile silo, but it also might pair nicely with the arc electric cannon. Oh, 4 directional generators. I think the Rampart missiles is probably going to be better to put right next to this thing. So let's see how good he does. Fires his missiles, and he's able to fire them both ways. So whichever one increases his number of, missiles he can fire is the one we're going to want to do. Okay, this is crazy. I need something right here, and I need it fast. I need the roof-based pulse cannons, I think. I actually really, really like bastions for just, holding down the lanes. Oh, man, that trench slowing them down. I would love another infantry trench. All right, what do we got? A division relay. It could be used to request more supply. I do have 3 sturdy bunkers, and I do like them. But minus 10% cost isn't probably as good as another division relay pumping out money. All right, give me a neutral tower. Yes! Oh, that's fantastic. So I need to place 2 towers. The cheapest ones I got would be those 2. And we need 1,000 to get your rate of fire up. Targets all entry points instead of 4. Well, we don't have more than 4, so that doesn't help us. We'll do that. We'll probably want this to boost the damage. Adjacent buildings gain 2 range. That's pretty nuts. But I think we want... Wow. This missile silo can buff sturdy bunkers? That's new. Dude, look at this. This is crazy. I think ultimately a squad of veterans armed with pulse rifle S3 garrisons the HQ. That is awesome. I know there's some other cool stuff, including this ammo depot, but I've never seen this and I want it. So now we have dudes with pulse rifles up here? Or they come out of it? Oh, they come out of it. I thought they were gonna sit on the ramparts and do their thing. Dude, look at these upgrade costs. 6,500 or 3,500? We could put a rocket right here or right here. Probably better to be right there. Yeah, our sturdy bunkers are just getting massively buffed by this thing. It's cool how the missile silo, which is not something you'd think would do that, is doing it. Plus 50% damage and reload speed with how much shields are getting through here. That might be absolutely necessary. Plus 2 range and plus 10% damage. Probably do a sturdy bunker there then. Cruiser cannon, but minus 30% supply? I've never gotten a cruiser. The HQ gains a cruiser cannon. We're 30 out of 35. I can lose minus 30%. So that'd basically be going back to like 200-ish supply. But this is also pretty good. 10% rate of fire and reload speed on these we're kind of relying on. What's a cruiser cannon? Let's find out. Once again, I thought it was going to go on top of the HQ, and it doesn't seem to do that. Where's my cruiser cannon? Dang it. You see a cruiser cannon anywhere? It's it's from a cruiser in orbit, which makes sense thematically. Oh, wow, look at that. Orbital lasers. Oh, yeah, we definitely need a roof-based pulse cannon on this thing. We don't have it, and if I don't get 800 fast, we're going to take so much damage. We're taking not nearly as much damage as I thought. We must be killing them at, like, the very last moment over there. Dude, the cruiser cannon. There we go. All right, I feel better now. 2 shield breakers over there. We've got 1 shield breaker here. The trench slows them. That could be good early. I think we want this. We want the Rampart missile to be 10% more damage and rate of fire and reload speed. That's juice. That is juicy. And we're already fully repaired. Our Durandals are very powerful. Maybe we'll save up for that. Cruiser cannon's cool, but is it doing a lot? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's nuts. Somehow, I feel like the enemies are just like smacking into the base. We're still over 16,000. We haven't even lost a full 800. Oh, the laser's cool. Laser's cool against tier 1s. Building HP increased by 10%. We could get 400 supply, or I could get another Rampart missile silo. I don't know where I'd put it necessarily. Well, I guess I have plenty of places to put it. I still haven't got that 3rd Slovak howitzer. All right, we've got a straight line. We'll take it. No neutral towers. And we'll get the anti-swarm protocol on the south front. It takes away its damage, but it's just like better at swarm stuff, right? I mean, that's why it's called the swarm protocol. All right, this is what it looks like. 2 giantly long flanks here. 16,875 base hit points. Enemies are just absolutely rushing. Maybe this guy should have been swarm. It's just a lot of stuff. Where could I put this guy? You know what I could do? I could upgrade that. I think I want to try to save up. Not that we have a lot of waves to do it, but Undying Onslaught. Okay, so that's just gonna be tons. Yeah, we'll take damage rate of fire. Probably the best to boost this guy. Still only 2 Slovaks. It's not gonna happen, is it? Yeah, so I think the swarm is really, really good. You can see it getting rid of like a lot of the tier 0 and tier 1s. Here, there's a lot of like, I guess those are technically, they're tier 3 units that like are getting pretty far. But I don't think anything hit the base. And we saved up quite a bit of money. Oh, all costs are plus 30%? Oh, wow. That's a cool doctrine for mass infantry. But I need the supply here. And even then, it's not gonna be enough. I'm gonna have to sell something. Go ahead and, ooh, what's that? Oh, adjacent buildings gain detection and blah, 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 not important. We're a couple hundred short, and this is the last wave. Plus 10 targets. Let's just hope this kills enough early to where I can get that 250-ish. All right, we're at 3,300. We need 3,500, 3,400. And and 3,500. Boom. Upgraded it. Maxed it out. Can we survive? Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I can't figure out what's happening right now. Everything is dying. All right, it's a swarm. Ooh, look at this. Are we winning, son? Think so? Oh my god, we took a little bit of damage, but not enough to worry us. We just won our first 35 waves. What is that? Mission control adds a control extension to the main building. Okay, that's cool. We got frontier mode, which is level 5 difficulty. Oh, that's amazing. Yay! Starts with 1 smoke signal and air command. Ooh, mass air units. Guys, should we try endless mode? Why not? I wasn't expecting to get this far. We'll boost the offensive firepower of the surrounding towers. And what happens now? I don't know. I've never gotten this far. So this is gonna be pretty crazy then. I guess a division relay would be good. Where could I put this thing? I say that like while like it always looks like my base is about to just absolutely get dead. Division relay, Tavarish. Oh, wait a minute. This is gonna allow me to get that 3rd Slovak howitzer, isn't it? We need a 3rd Slovak. Oh my gosh. My base is dead. My base is dead. Oh my god, my base is dead. We're barely alive? Okay, well that's terrifying. I actually think we should take the shield breakers. Building HP increased by 10%, we need that. Because we need more health. Look at how much we healed ourselves though. So we could get another relay antenna or we could get 4 relay antennas. I don't think we have enough tier 3 terrain. This building and adjacent buildings gain 15% damage and rate of fire. Oh, I like that. That would boost my Slovak howitzer. And then there's the triple barrel. Okay, that's cool. And we do have this. All right, we got a little bit of increase in production. Man, that was wild, dude. It's like, hey, you want to go infinite? Well, this next wave, you're gonna die. And I almost did. Could this dude fit at a key spot? Not far enough up. Not far enough up. I guess here. But like, look at the base just getting shellacked. The base got destroyed 37 out of 35. We went infinite and we paid for it. Man, this game is fun. I can't wait to play again. Oh, what's this? Oh, we didn't use it. Well, thanks for watching. Let me know what tactics and strategies you think we should try next because there are a lot of commanders, including this one we just unlocked. Air Command. And a whole lot of battlefronts. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.